1, 2, 3, clap. Hi, and welcome to Hey Buddy, Nice Podcast. Over in Scotland, struggling with a printer. That's Brogan Hastings.
And over in Australia, mansplaining printing to me, that's Wayne Giovinazzi.
It wasn't mansplaining. I was just telling you how I print stuff. You know. Specifically, it was greeting cards. I was telling you how to do a... Yeah, that's starting to sound like mansplaining. Never mind.
Yeah, in fairness to you, you know, it's... I genuinely am struggling with... I've printed out how many? One?
Oh,
I printed out this 4 times.
I can see some just sitting there, I think, on the...
You can. Like, So, we've got that one was the right, fits on the thing, but it's too small.
Yep. Oh,
too
God.
big.
Too big.
Too off to the side.
Yep.
And then almost right, but just a little off centre.
Just like staple some extra paper to the other end.
Just fold it and just Matt's foot be damned.
Yes. See, I may be mansplaining, but Matt there is manspreading.
He is manspreading.
Yep. That doesn't look like cheap paper.
Yeah, I can't even get away with that because it takes off some of the text as well.
Yeah. Yep. That doesn't look like cheap paper either.
Well, it's not too bad because it's a pack of cards. And I'd really only bought them because I was making cards for my little cousins. I only did it once. So
you already had this card stock then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right.
That's really the only reason why I'm using it. That's the only reason why it's a card and not a letter thing.
Yeah. And it's a glossy finish as well. You've gone glossy. I like to go on matte on a greeting card.
No, it's a matte finish.
Is it? It looked glossy. Well, it's a matte finish because it's got Matt Donnelly on it. Sure, the very real Matt Donnelly.
It's a matte finish.
Yeah. Okay. It looks shiny. That was all. What's the GSM? Do you know the GSM of that card stock? Oh.
I don't have the packet or anything anymore.
I
don't even know what size it was. I had to get the measuring tape out.
Surely it was A4. Do you okay? What paper do you use? A4 size papers in Scotland and the UK, or are you like?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like you're using legal pad size and letter like the US.
No, it's not. I don't think it's anyway.
Because that could be a problem as well. That could be one of the printing issues. It looks. Is that
in comparison to A4?
So that is, oh my God, I don't know what you've got there.
It's 18 by 25 centimeters.
Okay, I don't know what that is in terms of.
And I've customized
stock.
that because that's what I thought the problem was. Customized that in the printer, so it's printing to that. It's just I just need to position it on the canvas correctly. So
on the canvas that you're using, have you selected a canvas size the same as the paper?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. No, don't know.
Out of ideas.
I'm going to put it down to user error.
I think what it might be is I've not allowed for any margins. So I've that is the canvas size, and it's snapped to halfway through the canvas. Well,
yes, it could have to do with printing margins. Look, we're getting into real art talk for once, aren't we?
I know.
Yeah. We're not ready for art talk, but this is the 7-Eleven walk portion of the show.
This is almost like art talk / coffee talk.
Okay.
It's time for coffee talk. Saving those turtles one straw at a time.
Go on, complain. Complain about your printing issues.
I complain because it doesn't matter how good a printer I buy, it still comes out looking like shit. Why? Yep. This is the problem I have with printing stickers. I've got the Cricut there, I can print some stickers. If it's just black text, it looks fine. If it's colour, it looks like fucking shit. How do these people on TikTok make their stickers look so fucking good? I have the same printer.
As these TikTok folk?
Yes.
Could they be using...
I know, because I looked it up before I rebought one.
Could it be different inks? Could it be different, the paper stock, the sticker stock, whatever they're using?
I don't think so, because it's the same stuff. As far as I can tell, it's the same stuff.
Could it be a TikTok filter?
No, because you can go and look at them on the store, on their stores.
Okay.
Because they sell these.
Interesting. But have you bought some and actually received them and been like, wow, they look exactly like they do?
I haven't, but...
okay.
But I mean, you can kind of tell. I suppose. I mean,
Yeah.
does that look fuzzy to you?
I don't know. Hang on. My head is in the way.
It's not got good color balance anyway. It's
Okay.
a bit dark.
What's your DPI? Like 300 at
DPI
least?
for that canvas. That's a good shout, actually. I never changed the DPI. Should I?
If you've like that project that I've been working on that I just got completed that I've shown you, if you're using too low a DPI, it is going to look pixelated, fuzzy, artifacty. It will look terrible. So if I'm using the standard 72 DPI on Photoshop, nah. So I've upped it to minimum 300.
Oh, yeah, then that's definitely my issue because DPI 132.
132 is not terrible, but but for print, yeah, you might want to up it to 300.
Yeah.
I might have a chat with you about this later, but the secret project that you've been working on, do you know what the DPI of that is, or have you received proofs of that yet? I can't remember.
I have that, and I think because the canvas was so freaking huge, it came out fine.
So it probably set the DPI.
That might be my issue. That might be why I end up working on... My canvases are absolutely freaking huge, because I remember I sent a proof to somebody to look about getting it printed, and they said, we can't print it at this size because it's about 27 meters.
Oh, whoa. It's like, would you like that printed in actual size?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see. Canvas information.
This could be the most interesting episode we've ever done.
With accidental non-spoilers, talking about things that we can't talk about.
For those playing at home, DPI is dots per inch. In other words, it's kind of like your resolution. I guess it is your resolution. It's like a TV with a high DPI is going to look better. It's like your retina displays on an iPad. There's more pixels per inch.
Yeah, let's see if I can find the original one. Because I ended up pulling the size down to double what I wanted it printed on.
Yeah.
So
My
that I could
gosh.
actually get it.
My old iPad I was working on wouldn't even be able to handle a canvas that size. It'd be like, yep, you can do that. But Procreate will be like, yeah, I'll give you one layer to work on and that's it. That's all the memory I can handle.
So here's one. Physical width, 854 millimeters, which is like 84 centimeters, so about a meter.
Yeah, which is what?
So,
almost 3 feet.
Yeah, so it's 3 feet by 3 feet.
Yeah.
That was fucking huge.
What?
I think because I was doing it by pixels, I wasn't thinking actual size, and it was like 5,000 pixels by...
Any reputable printer would be able to scale down. It's to what you need. It's... you would think. See, I don't do any printing at home now, unless it's like something I need for work, like basic paperwork. I get all of my anything printed at a printer's. It's just easier. Yeah. I mean, you run into trouble.
I've had the secret project printed at a printer's.
Yep.
Which came out really well. And I've had a couple of stickers printed at printers, which have come out really well. And they're good price and everything. And I would definitely have used them more than once. Yeah. So yeah, but I've got the Cricut. I want to be able to do it at home, but I don't know. I do need to fix the printer. But I think if the DPI is the problem,
well, it's not the printing alignment problem. It might be why you're seeing it fuzzy. It would be that. It would solve that. But yeah. No, it's not the alignment issue, but no, I think you'll be able to work that out.
The DPI solves the sticker problem, not the card problem.
Yeah, so what you should do, you've got standard A4 paper, just cut some... I'm saying what you should do. Here's a suggestion. Just cut some of the standard A4 paper to the same size and then do a test print before burning your card. That's true.
I mean, I've got I do have a big pile of about that much, so I'm not too worried about burning through them.
That was about an inch high, that pile.
Yeah. There's quite a few there, and I don't think they were that dear.
Okay.
So I'm not too worried about that. If I get down to my last 3 or 4, I'm gonna be do a test print.
So we're talking in metric and imperial at the moment, aren't we? We're going inches, we're going feet, we're going all over. But speaking of which, we got a statement from someone on Twitter today. I'll just find it. Okay, because we were talking about nautical miles, right? between
Yeah.
Scotland and Australia, or Perth. And Smitty Scoop tagged us and say, re the nautical miles. If we were traveling from Perth to Scotland, would you go through Las Vegas, or would it actually be shorter to go the other way over the Indian Ocean and Europe? And I started to respond. And then I realized that the only response I could give, which I didn't end up doing, was, you know what? That's a good question that I'm sure somebody knows the answer to. It sure ain't me.
I think if I remember, for absolutely no reason, I remember this. It was across the Indian Ocean. It wasn't over America.
No, we were calculating distance between us, but based on between Perth and Vegas and Scotland.
Oh, right enough, yeah.
So yeah, it was it was over the US. But I'm not sure if Smitty's asking, is it more efficient to nautically travel? Well, yes, of course, it's nautically more efficient to travel probably the other way, because you can't travel nautically over land now, can you?
That's quitter talk. Not with that attitude.
Yeah. Hovercraft.
No, just sail right through the land.
Yeah, okay.
Fuck 'em.
It's like in
Like the
GTA.
Teddy Gilliam.
Oh, okay.
Like the Teddy Gilliam bit at the start of Meaning of Life.
Yes, totally. You'll have to refresh my memory. You wouldn't believe that it's the Monty Python movie I've watched the most times.
I'm talking about the very short film at the start where it's like the accountancy firm and pirates and stuff, and they sail the building in true Teddy Gilliam style. Yeah,
I don't have any recollection at all. And look, speaking of the Pythons, on I think it was the last episode of ICS, they were talking about some Monty Python stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
And one of them, Matt or Paul, whoever, said that, like, everyone's favorite bits are the cartoony bits. And, like, no, I fucking hate them. So am I literally the only person? Oh, okay. Maybe, yeah.
Cartoony bits are the most iconic.
Okay.
You could look at a cartoony bit and go, "That's Monty Python." You could look at a screenshot of John Cleese and go, "That could be Monty Python. That could be something else."
Okay.
But the cartoons are the thing that you look at and definitively know that is Monty Python.
Yeah, it's like if people see a photo of us, they'll go, "Oh yeah, that's totally Red Signal and Hey Buddy Nice Podcast." Where if they see like one of my comic strips, they'll go, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. Oh, we can't talk about that yet because we're not into art talk, even though this episode has been all art talk, I believe, so far. We'll save it. Okay, let's pivot. We've got to talk about some. We can't really call them friends. Can we call them friends of the show? No, I feel like friends of the show is reserved for people who have been on the show. What's the definition we're going to use?
Friends of the hosts of this show.
Yeah, personal friends. Let's go with that. Personal friends. This is the personal friends of Hey Buddy Nice Podcast portion of the show. All right, so you billboarded this to me a couple of days ago. I have no idea what it is, but it's got to do with Mr. Justin Robert Young.
Yes. So, and I'm glad I reminded you because I had forgotten. But I knew that this is something I wanted to bring up. This is a short but funny story. So, Justin Robert Young does Twitch streams quite a lot, usually like a Monday and a Friday or something like that. And my time, it's just after lunch, maybe between 1:30 and 2:30 he starts.
Okay.
So I usually stick it on, while I'm working because, Justin Robert Young has a nice voice and I want to listen to it. It's mostly politics, but there's some other stuff too. So he was doing a live stream on Monday and there was a new person in the chat who started asking stuff and he was kind of having a go at Judy. Like, I can't remember exactly what he was saying, but exactly, just like, implying that he was wrong. It was quite combative, the language he was using.
Oh, okay, but it was about what Jury was saying. It wasn't like nice hair, buddy, or anything like that.
Yeah, no, it was about about politics stuff anyway.
Okay,
and I think I'm going to screen grab this video because it's such a good example of Judy as a person. Judy was like, "Look, no, what do you know about me? What do you know about the show? What's going on here? Like, Let me help you understand. And he's like, oh no, it's the first time I've heard you. It's like, no, cool, I know what I'm starting with. So, I do this, these are my qualifications, I do this, we talk about this, and he's going on this, great explanation of what he does, what he believes, all this kind of thing. In the meantime, I've got chat up on the side, and they are just trolling this dude. Like, heavy troll, like, to the point that I think one of the chatters said something along the lines of, I used my vote for Biden and my dead wife's vote for Trump. Right? And this guy is like, doesn't realize it's sarcasm, doesn't realize anything. And he's like, that's voter fraud. It's like, no, it's not. And just, and just all that kind of thing, calling the FBI and CIA. Judy gets to the end of his beautifully detailed, explanation of what he does, looks down at the chat and sees like the words satire, FBI. It's like, what the fuck is going on? And then goes on this rant. I'm like, what the hell?
Yep.
And just seeing him like scroll it and catching up back on the chat was just so funny. And the guy ended up phoning in.
Oh, really?
And yeah, people phone into his stuff all the time. But the guy kept changing his accent. He's like, I'm changing my accent because people are guessing where I'm from.
Hey, that's out.
And Judy's like, yeah. And I'm like, Judy's like, nobody's going to dox you. We don't care.
No.
Judy was infinitely kind to this guy. I think a lesser Twitch streamer that would have ended up in a fight,
or
because
just a ban or really, a kick or something at least.
Yeah. So stuff like that, and then he said, "Oh, and somebody in your chat was saying this," and Judy was like, "We're a little bit of jokesters here.
Yeah,
we're just a little bit silly."
The guy probably wasn't over the fact, like, he wasn't, when I say over, I mean, like, he was not aware of the fact that, what it was. It's, a bit of fun with some serious talk involved.
Yeah, because that was a bit that he couldn't quite understand from the chat or from Judy, is that, talk about silly things, jokesters. The stuff they say about politics is serious, but, it's fun serious at the same time.
Yeah, done in an entertaining way.
Yeah.
I say as if I've seen any of Jury's streams. It happens when I'm asleep.
Are good.
I'm asleep at the time.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. But no, they're available on his Twitch channel, Justin R. Young. Go and watch them. But I will save that video, because just watching Jury essentially have a breakdown, because he finished this beautiful speech about who he is, what he does, and comes back to that.
The fuck.
Yeah.
So my friend, my very personal friend, host of the Hey Buddy Nice podcast, is a host of another podcast as well, and that would be Lord Mr. Dr. Jimothy Job Tholomew. Yes, I feel like I'm being the troll in this situation.
Are you bullying Lord Mr. Dr. Jimothy?
Not at all. I made a tweet because it was an observation, because I noticed it, and it's like I tweeted, does anyone else think it's fucking weird how often you end up at the front of the traffic lights? Because I feel like it happens all the goddamn time. And Lord Mr. Dr. Jimothy said, I don't know, it being nice, I guess, not being malicious or anything, he said, it's because you're the main character. And I was like, okay, this is starting to feel maybe a little therapist-ish, that response. Does it, or does it not?
No, I saw that, and the only thing I could think was I had the almost unstoppable urge to reply to that and say, does that make me the lovable sidekick that everybody likes more?
Oh, well, we know that to be fact already.
Well, exactly. I didn't want to give you a complex on Twitter.
Well,
but, yeah.
I did respond to Dr. Jimothy, because I said, how do I know I'm not just an NPC going around doing the same scripted stuff? It feels more likely the main character would have more control over being at the lights, deciding to speed up, slow down, taking an alternate route, or even blowing the reds. I feel like that is a more valid argument for me being a non-playable character. Because
has Lord Mr. Dr. Jimothy replied to this?
No, I assume Lord Mr. Dr. Jimothy is asleep, or was asleep, because it is currently 3:40 a.m.
Yeah.
So yes, I do look forward to his response. Maybe he will say, Wayne, do we have to have a serious chat about how you're feeling?
Yeah, I think the next time we're in Vegas, I think if and when Lord Mr. Dr. Timothy Bartholomew sees us in person again, he's going to have his work cut out because we have. I think both of us are in some serious need of therapy.
This isn't the first time I've talked about being an NPC though either, as I did a comic one time, almost based on the same sort of statement. At first, I was just going to post that comic, but then I figured, you know what? It's been a few years. I can probably write it out better than what the comic portrays.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll see what Dr. Jimothy has to say about that.
Yeah.
Have we had any other friends of very personal, close friends of the hosts of Hey Buddy Nice podcast who also host other podcast interactions this week? This is going to be. I'm sticking with that name for this segment.
I don't think so. I think that's our friend catch up for this week that we can talk about anyway.
Yes. Oh yeah. Of course. That was last week though. I think
that was last week,
and we did talk about it, and we didn't billboard it as discussions with very personal, close friends of hosts of Hey Buddy Nice podcast who also host other podcasts.
Yes. But we may have more chat later on because there's definitely one person who fits into that category that I can't remember the full name of, so I'm just going to say that that we need to chat with.
This is starting to sound like now I don't know what we're talking about. But speaking of very close personal friends of hosts of the podcast Hey Buddy Nice podcast, who are also hosts of other podcasts, I did notice that Big Sexy Digital Nomad podcast is looking for people to prank call them.
Oh, and before we get onto that, while I remember, they gave us a shout out on their latest episode 8. Yes, because apparently we were the inspiration for them starting their podcast.
What is wrong with people? What? That doesn't make any sense. That means they're the great grandbabies of Penn Sunday School.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, no, I don't. No, that they can. You can say that all you want, but it's not true. It's not true. So I figure before this episode goes out, we should send a voicemail to Big Sexy Digital Nomad.
Ooh.
But I've had an idea for it. We should do it in inverted accents.
There's a thought.
Actually, no, we shouldn't do it right now because it means our episode will come out before their episode. So we'll billboard this to do next episode, which is in the recording directly after this. But that episode launches on the Friday, and we believe that theirs is on the Wednesday. So theirs will be out first on the Wednesday, followed by ours on the Friday. I think that's right?
Yes.
Okay. We'll just have to remember to do that for the very personal close friends of the hosts of the podcast Hey Buddy Nice podcast, who also are hosts of other podcasts. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yes.
But yeah, don't forget to check out. See, this is like when you give someone a gift and they give you a gift in return. Now you have to give another gift back. So don't forget to go check out Big Sexy Digital Nomad with
The Almost Psychic.
The Almost Psychic. All I could think was Jobeth. That's all I could think.
I call him Jobeth, but he does introduce himself on the podcast as the Almost Psychic.
Okay, so
and I'm like, should I be saying the Almost Psychic?
Yeah,
but you're my friend Jobeth.
Yeah, that's right. But then again, no, we won't go there. No, because it would never happen. I would never refer to Piff the Magic Dragon as anything other than Piff the Magic Dragon. Or Piff.
No,
for sure.
I think it would feel too weird. Unless he specifically told us, call me...
Look,
I can't even do it now.
I've heard from multiple sources he doesn't care, right? He just cares when people come up all sneakily and like say it stupidly. But what was really weird was backstage in the dressing room with Jade. Jade referred to Piff as John, and that just felt weird.
Now, it's funny you say that as well, because I noticed in Penn's book Random, he had Jade do that.
Yeah.
She said, John, they're looking for Johnny.
Yeah. I didn't pick it up like that. I picked it up
It was
as...
she definitely called him John, and I thought, oh, that's weird.
I thought it was like saying, Bob, they're looking for Bobby, as opposed to referring to... I don't know.
Well, I think because I don't think anybody on the face of the earth has ever referred to Johnny Thompson as John.
No, probably not. Okay. So we're going into our perpetual review of random then, I guess. As
our never-ending review of random.
Yes, yeah.
How far are you at this point? This is like a book club, but I've already finished.
I've probably got like a fifth or a sixth of the book left to read. So not a whole heap. I'm up to the part where I don't want to spoil anything, but Johnny has been with Johnny. Bobby. So I'm thinking of Johnny Thompson now. Look, I'm trying to think of a way to say it without. Okay, let's just say Lee Harvey Oswald.
Right. Yes.
That's where I'm up to. Yeah.
Remind me, has he spoken to his dad in person at that point?
I believe. Yeah. He looking for someone.
Yes. Now,
yep.
Who did you picture playing Bobby's dad?
Bobby Ingersoll. Yeah. What's his dad's name?
Dave.
Dave, yeah. Dave Ingersoll. Gosh, okay. I'm guessing someone in Las Vegas is who you're picturing.
Well, I had a very... The reason I ask is because when I read it, I pictured Penn Jillette, right?
Okay.
As Dave Ingersoll, until he referenced the fact that Dave Ingersoll was wearing a NASCAR jacket, and I went, Matt Donnelly.
Yep, exactly. That is what I thought when he said the NASCAR jacket as well.
And it was like instant. It was like I've never had a picture in my head switch so fast and be unable to decide what is right. I was like, oh my God.
Because there is not really much of a physical description given, I have my own image in my head, and it's unless more details were given, and as Dave stroked his great big bushy ginger beard while wearing his NASCAR jacket, then sure, maybe my internal image of Dave Ingersoll would change. But yeah, I think
because in my head I was casting it. I was casting random.
Yep.
As it was going along. So I was trying to think who would play what role.
Yeah.
And if Penn's not in it, that's a sin. If Teller's not in it, that's a fucking sin.
Oh, look, they were both... Look, I don't think Penn and Teller can not be in a screen recreation of it as anyone but themselves. That's the problem, because they exist in Las Vegas as Penn and Teller.
True, but they're never in the book.
Penn is, isn't he? I've read the part where he's not mentioned by name.
Penn, I see what you mean. They exist in the universe, but they're never... Oh, that's Penn Jillette. Let's go see Penn and Teller.
I think it would be look, it would be fun to have like little cameos or something, but I think it would make more sense if they were cameoing as themselves, but, as exaggerated or satirical versions of themselves.
Yeah. I think the problem is now I've got... In my head, do you remember in cinemas there used to have those big posters that were like single characters?
Okay.
So-and-so as whatever character.
Yeah.
In my head, I've already pictured the one for Dave Ingersoll, and it's Penn Jillette in a NASCAR jacket. So I'm going to be really disappointed when it's not that.
No, now I'll be disappointed if it's not Matt Donnelly.
I know. I'll be disappointed either way. I think because Dave Ingersoll has pop vibes.
Okay, yeah, no. Yeah, maybe. I'm going to go get the book. Talk amongst yourselves for a while.
Hello, listeners. It's me, your favourite host of Hey Buddy Nights podcast. Wayne's walked away to go and get random. I'm not actually very good at talking like this for ages, but no, he's back, so we're good.
I have returned. Can I just say, this is the greatest bookmark ever. The coaster.
Oh, yeah.
With Mr. Piffles, the dog who knows, head on it from the Piff the Magic Dragon
You also have the poster of that behind you, and I'm very jealous.
That's right, because it covers up stuff that I don't want showing up on stream. Hang on, I just got to find the part. Because, okay, look, Penn has said it's well known that there are multiple sex scenes in the book, right?
Oh, yeah, there are.
And it's like, all right, fine. You can have it in there. A lot of it is for information in the story, I guess, but small bits of information. But there was a line which I thought was hilarious. So I'm just trying to find it. Okay, here we go. It's so Bobby has gone back to someone's house to be a non-participating person during a threesome, basically. And it's this line in particular. Terry made it disappear like Siegfried and Roy and held it down her throat like a manticore. Manticore, of course, being the tiger that ripped off Roy's face.
I never got that!
Yes. Yeah. I thought it was very funny.
Yeah.
But yes, you can kind of guess what that is actually referring to. But yeah, it's part of course, it's a book by Penn Jillette. That sort of shit is going to be in there, isn't it?
Of course.
And that is exactly where I'm up to in the book. So I've not gone any further. I'm about to start chapter 35.
So yes, I know roughly where you are.
Yeah.
In the book, so you're not too far from the end.
No, look, you can see where the bookmark is. Yeah, not much at all.
Yeah.
I'd say that's a fifth or a sixth of the book left. I mean, I could open it up and see how many pages are in it.
Maybe however many episodes were between our last talking of random and this one, we'll get to you talking about the end.
By our recording next week, I'm pretty sure I'll be done.
Cool. So we can have a final overarching review.
Bit more of a discussion. But we'll still try and keep it spoiler free, except for maybe the odd Manticore joke. I mean, I hope I'm not wrong on that. I'm gonna have to Google that Manticore. Surely that's the title.
The thing is, I didn't realize. I mean, it's obvious. I didn't realize the tigers had names. Or I never thought about the fact that the tigers had names.
Yeah. Manticore was a white male tiger that was part of magicians Siegfried and Roy's act. In 2003, Manticore attacked Roy Horn, severely injuring him by biting him on the neck, aka bit his fucking face off. Manticore was spared at the insistence of Roy and died after a short illness in 2014. Well, now I'm sad about the dead tiger.
Yeah.
Speaking.
It does make me sad because the whole. I'm just going to talk about Siegfried and Roy for a couple of minutes.
All right.
Have you heard the Penn talking about it?
About the incident or just Fishbacher and Horn in general?
The incident.
Yeah. It's in one of his books.
The bit that always gets me is the fact that as much as him and Teller ragged on Siegfried and Roy, the fact that Penn, possibly Teller as well, I don't know, but I know that Penn went to the hospital when they took Roy there, and Siegfried asked him, "Can you talk to the press? Because I can't." Yeah. And it's like, wow, you're trusting me with that. And in a very genuine, like, wow, okay, I can do that for you.
Yeah, and I believe what they even asked to lead the vigil as well, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It just makes me sad. And then Roy being like, no, the tiger knew that there was something wrong with me, that I had high blood pressure,
having a stroke, about to
and...
stroke out. Yeah.
Yeah. Just trying to defend that animal so much.
Yeah. Whether he believed it or not, I don't think matters. He was caring more about the animal. That's all. Exactly.
Anyway.
Well, no. Speaking of dead animals, today Kez had on a documentary. I don't remember what it was called, but it was about a dolphin trainer, right? Basically, the whole thing got... The Last Dolphin King is what it's called. And before knowing what it was about or anything like that, Kez is like, okay, so it's about dolphin trainer who died. And I'm like, oh, wait, sorry, I'm burying the lead on this. It's about a Spanish dolphin trainer that died. And the first thing I say is, yeah, he should have gone into card magic.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he was a dickhead, an asshole, like kicks dolphins, throws shit at him. Asshole.
The minute you said an animal and king, I went, that fucker's gonna die. Because all I can think, Tiger King.
I didn't even make that correlation. Okay, apparently not only men can beat dolphins, women do it too.
I'm using king in the gender neutral sense.
Yes, yeah. Oh, that's not why Kez was correcting me on that. She was just saying that it wasn't just him; it was other trainers as well.
All right.
Yeah, it's the royal king. Wait, that still doesn't make sense. The
King is a vibe rather than a description.
the throne holder sounds like they're
That
using
sounds
the
worse.
lavatory.
Yeah.
Wait, what do they say on? On I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. They just say the king or queen of the jungle, don't they?
Yeah.
I don't really.
But
like
you always
that
know
show.
who's won before they actually say the name if it's between a man and a woman, because they go, the king of the jungle or the queen of the jungle.
No,
It's
they
like,
always
well-
say, like, at least in the Australian, well, from what I've seen, it's always say, and the king or queen of the jungle is. It's never the queen or king.
Oh, no, they do the king or queen specifically in the UK version.
Really?
And I only know that because I was looking back at a compilation of who won, because I was like, when did I actually stop watching it? And I realised it's been a many, many years since I watched I'm a Celebrity.
Yeah, Kez was downloading it, but unless there was someone who I actually liked on it, I wouldn't watch it. So.
See, for ours is hosted by Anton Deck.
Oh yes, Anton Deck.
Who I've been a big fan of ever since I was just a wee child.
Wait, is that the
But-
Nintendo Wii or a small Wii? That's going to come up every time.
Oh,
now.
wee.
Okay.
Just very, 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 very young child.
Yeah.
Because they've been around for fucking ever.
Mm.
But there was a good couple. I think I started watching the last season I watched. I kind of started watching it. I was like, I literally don't care about anybody here.
Yeah.
But no, I'll never forget the year David Guest was on, and his made Vagina Semen.
Yes. That was first
And-
episode we talked about that, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
That and the year Jason Donovan was on it, and I don't remember if that was the same year. I think it might have been, but Jason Donovan just wide-eyed, dry-eyed, could not blink, and you're like, man,
Yeah.
come on, blink, please.
I'm glad you're bringing this up because at the time I remembered I wanted to talk about someone, and we never got back to it. It's someone who was the exact opposite, and it was the vice principal at my high school, where anytime they're talking, whether it was at the front of the whole school in an assembly or one-on-one, they would just be like this. So they'd be talking and they would just constantly blink, like non-stop. And it was too distracting, right? So you couldn't understand a thing that they were saying. Now, one time, me and my friend, who was it? It might have been James. I can't remember who it was. Irrelevant. Anyway, we had gotten into some trouble, as you do. And we had to speak to the vice principal, Mrs. Ford, that's who it was, individually. And a thing that we always used to do is anytime that she was addressing the school at an assembly, we would count how many times she blinked. And that was the going thing every time. And so many times it was like, oh, yes, we both got 58. Yeah. So this instance, James had to go in first. And after being in there for however long, he comes out, looks at me and says, I don't know, like 115. As in that was the blink. And I'm like, that's the challenge. I have to see if I can beat that count of blinks. And it goes to show how distracting it was, because I can't even remember any of the details of what this was even about now.
Do you remember how many times she blinked?
Look, it's no idea, and I don't even recall if I won, as in managed to count more or not. We're talking high school now, Brogan. We've already established time is not our friend.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Okay, so which episode is this? This is the challenge episode. Oh man, we were billboarding Art Talk, and it's not even the Art Talk episode. Man,
No.
I'm disappointed in myself and you for not reminding me. But you know what? We could probably go some license plate talk. How does that sound?
Go for it.
All right,
Keeping up
cool.
our spot as the #1 license plate and bumper sticker podcast on the internet.
That's correct. We don't have any music for this. Oh well, that's a shame. I'm saying two license plates. One was kind of cool because it made me think of me. All it said was pew pew pew, and that was it. Because I say pill, pill, pill when I like play pool and stuff, and I hit a ball and it goes around the table. Like, pill, pill, pill. The other one though, it rubbed me a little bit the wrong way. So I think we've talked about Rottnest before, the island Rottnest off the coast of Perth.
All right.
It's where all the quokkas live.
Yes, this
Yes.
rings a bell.
We've discussed Rottnest. Basically, I guess it's every year. There's an event called the Rottnest Channel Swim, and it's where people swim from Perth all the way to Rottnest. It's not. I assume it's not an easy thing. I've never attempted it. Anyway, this person had a license plate which was specifically Rottnest Channel Swim, and it says RCS 2070. And I'm like, I wonder what the RCS means. And I read the bottom of the license plate. I get nice and close. Rottnest Channel Swim, but it says solo crossing.
Ooh.
That means they did it alone. But the license plate is the 2070th one of the solo crossing. That means they did it with 2070 other people. So it's barely a solo crossing. So it just doesn't make any sense. Are you looking up how far it is from Rottnest to Perth?
No, I'm looking up
Quokkas?
because I thought I had screenshotted something to talk about on License Plate Talk,
Oh, okay.
and I don't think I did.
You thought you did, but you don't think you did.
I thought I did at the time. I remember thinking, I should mention that to Wayne, and I thought I screenshotted it, but I must not have.
So hang on, this wasn't even an in the wild license plate and or bumper sticker.
No, but it was related to something you said. That's why. Oh no, I found it. So, do you remember you saw that license plate with the woman who was like complaining about her kids, and then her license plate was something like Mama Bear?
Too many kids, and then the sticker said "Mum Life" or something like that. Yeah,
That's what it was. So in my head, I'd misremembered it as Mama Bear in the cards.
okay.
It was like the other way round, anyway.
Yeah.
And I saw this post that says, "Dear 30-something lady with license plate number M4 Bear.
Yeah.
I am sorry, Mama Bear was taken, but you have made a terrible mistake."
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I imagine it was in the US.
Yeah. So that made me laugh.
See, I saw one like that as well, where it was they clearly wanted the license plate Boss, but Boss is clearly already taken, so they just went for B05S. It's like, if you can't get the exact word, don't even bother. It's just, we ain't doing this late speak shit, man.
No. I think the only exception is like mine or my mum's, where it's a standard license plate anyway. It just happens to be
coincidence. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of late speak, any time that it's 1:37, I do say it's late o'clock. That's in the PM, by the way. In the AM, it doesn't work.
No. Do people even use leet speak anymore? Do people know, like, on either side of our generations, do people know what leet speak is?
That's a good question. And if you think you know the answer, write into Hey Buddy Nice Podcast. That's admin at Hey Buddy Nice Podcast with your answer and I was going to say a self-addressed envelope, but there's no need for that because you wouldn't be getting a prize anyway, and you're sending it digitally. Use your head, think properly before you do that.
Because was leet speak the same as text speak?
As which speak? Tech or text?
Text.
Leet speak is
Because the whole
just...
point of text speak was that you were charged per message, and you could only send, it was like Twitter, you can only send a certain amount of characters per text.
Yeah.
So you had to cut down on your characters.
Yeah. This is, before. It's like, people of the new generation would be like, you're fucking crazy, you had to pay per message. That doesn't make any sense. But I assume, no, leet speak, for example, to spell leet, you would probably write... well, there's multiple ways, but you could do L337 or 1337 to spell leet. Just that's why leet o'clock is 1337. But no, text speech is more like just shorthand, like the letter U for the word you. Mate would be M8.
Yeah.
Probably
Before
not used so much outside of Australia. Okay, hang on. Speaking of Australia and mate, I saw an interesting post. I saved it. Someone said this was in regards to an episode of Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends on Disney Plus. It says, "Dear Disney, are you aware that in Australian vernacular there is an episode of Spidey and His Amazing Friends called Blowjob on Methamphetamines?"
Okay.
I guess you
What's
probably
the actual title called?
the actual title is Gobby on Ice. That makes yeah. That's definitely I don't know how that could pass. Surely someone, I don't know. Does the term gobby get used in Scotland?
Yes, but not for blowjob.
Okay.
A gob is when I'm going to make a really disgusting sound, and I do apologise, but it's when somebody goes and then spits.
Okay. Yeah. They honk one up.
Yeah.
It's a snort kind of thing.
Yeah. When you see that's a gob.
Yeah, they're getting the loogie up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like even now, gobby as a term, it's antiquated. I feel in Australia. I mean, I'm sure there's still people that say it. Surely, I couldn't point them out. Are you looking up the information about that episode? Are you?
Just because I'm trying to think. I was trying to think. I was like, who could that possibly be in the Spider-Man universe? Do you know who it is?
It was something to do with Green Goblin.
Fucking Green Goblin.
Spidey team puts their fun on hold when
Green Gobby party. What the fuck?
Yeah. There's a lot of gobby going on, is there, in the Spidey and His Amazing Friends? There's
a lot.
Yeah, in this particular episode, the Spidey team puts their fun on hold when Green Goblin creates a giant snow monster. Makes sense. In context, it's fine. I'll accept that as the name of the episode.
See, hearing that title and like looking up who that is, I was like, I don't want to watch this. And then I see that they've got Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy. So they've got Miles Morales Spider-Man and they've got Spider-Gwen. And I'm like, maybe I do kind of want to watch this.
Like, no Peter Parker, I'm in.
Well, Peter Parker as well.
Okay.
But as long as it's not Tom Holland Peter Parker, because controversially, I do not like his Spider-Man.
That's fine, but it's just you don't like his Spider-Man. I can't. Yeah, look, you may not
Peter
like
Parker.
Yeah, you don't. Hang on, say that again.
Or his Peter Parker.
You're telling me Spider-Man and Peter Parker are the same person?
I'm telling you, they're played by the same person.
Oh, okay. It's budget issues. They didn't want to pay another actor. Got ya. Okay. As much as you hate Tom Holland and Tom Holland's Spider-Man / Peter Parker, you are going to be what's the word? Subjected to it. I guarantee it.
Why? In what sense?
In sense of when we are traveling around.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Boo. Fucking boo.
All right. Well, it's fine. Whatevs.
I don't like the MCU. I don't like what the MCU did with Spider-Man. I think they've, not fundamentally misunderstood the point of Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's right. He's a man. He's also a spider. But is he more spider than man? We'll never know. That's the big questions that they miss.
He's a poor Jewish kid. That's the point. He's a poor Jewish kid that essentially pulled himself up by his web strings.
And
none of this
is
Iron Man funding shit.
Is Tom Holland Parker, is his Uncle Ben dead?
Yes.
Okay,
but
that's all that
his
counts.
Uncle Ben and Aunt May, they were really young. Like, if you remember back to, like, Tobey Maguire days, like, comic days.
How could I not remember Tobey Maguire days?
Tobey Maguire. The Aunt May and Uncle Ben were old.
Yeah.
They took him in because they were, and it wasn't the best situation because they were an old couple already, looking after this young boy who had no one else. And then as much as the films went on, Aunt May has got younger and younger.
It's weird, right? Assumingly, if it says auntie and uncle, that means one of their siblings were his parent. That's a pretty big age difference.
I always thought that it was more in the sense that it was like great Aunt May, great Uncle Ben.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That makes more sense.
And you wouldn't just keep saying that, you just say Aunt May and Uncle Ben.
Yeah. So let's say Tom Holland's gone, right? We've got a new Spider-Man in. Aunt May and Uncle Ben are actually going to be younger than Peter Parker.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the current trend.
That's the current trend.
Brogan, do you know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for 5 words that sound cool when spoken by Brogan Hastings.
Buffoon. Chimera.
It's pronounced chimera, but go on.
I mean, that's exactly what I said, but whatever.
It had to be done.
Knick-knack.
Sorry. I've interrupted your 5 words. This is turning into a lot more than 5 words. You know what? I should just hit my mute button when this segment's on, shouldn't I?
You should. You're ruining it.
Hang on. Let's. Yep, it's over. We'll let you start again.
Okay. Buffoon. Chimera.
No, see, you said that different. You're not saying it the way I'm hearing it. You're not saying.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I'm not hearing. You're saying chimera, and
Uh-huh.
I chimera. I don't know what's right.
It's
I
the
shouldn't have put.
accent.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
It's which is why we have this segment where I read shit out.
Well, maybe I was wrong in putting that word in there because I think it doesn't sound as cool when spoken by Brogan Hastings. Maybe it does.
Yeah.
Let's try it again. Let's go for a third time. Let's see how it plays out.
Buffoon. Chimera.
Yeah, you know what? I was wrong. It is better when you say
Fuck's
it.
sake, man. Come on.
No, it's definitely better when you say it like that in your accent. I was wrong. It's my bad. I'm sorry. Sorry, it's my bad.
I'm fucking sick of saying baboon. That's the problem.
Wait, baboon or buffoon?
Buffoon.
All right, look, you've already done buffoon, so you can skip that, right? So you skip
Right.
buffoon. If you want, you can even skip chimera, because look.
I'm going to say chimera because I fucking like that word. Okay,
All right,
shut up.
cool. Yeah. All right, I'll let you go all the way through this time. We're just speaking a bit till it gets to the drums. That's all.
Chimera. Knick-knack. Willy-nilly. Hooey.
I think Hui, isn't that like Louie and Dewey's cousin, brother, whatever? What is Hui?
That's not. That's how you've spelt it. I think what you meant was Huey.
Yeah, no, I was making a bad joke about that, but no, Hui. What does Hui
Right.
mean? Is it like hokum?
I have no idea. That's
Or is that
you gave
Phooey?
me the words.
Hui. I look. I just went to the internet and searched up like interesting words. Hui. Sorry, I thought you might have known what Hui meant. That's why I made the terrible. Yeah, nonsense.
Nonsense.
It's Hui.
Oh yeah, no. When you hear it in context, it's like, oh, I know what that is.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, that's on me. Totally wrong about that chimera part. Yeah, chimera is better than chimera.
Has never done anything wrong in their life. I'm pointing at me for the non-visual listeners.
Look, you got pretty angry at me then.
I think because you kept stopping at the same bit, and I was like, just shut the fuck up and let me do it. Wait till I get to the end if you have comments.
Yeah, all right, fine, whatever. I just thought, yeah, yep. Moving on.
That was loud enough. I complained loud enough then that I could hear myself on your end.
You could hear my can. You could hear it through my cans.
Yeah.
Oh no, I haven't set up any music for this, but I probably should have. But we've got a challenge coming up. But first, we have to discuss some past results of our last challenge. And look, we went a little bit different this time with the options. It was for Smitty Scoop's Boston Accent Challenge. And it wasn't just either vote for me or Brogan. There was an option there for if you couldn't decide, or it's the option that people choose if they just want to see the results. I figure that's the main reason for putting it there. But of course, we all know the results. There was 11 votes cast. Thanks for showing up, everyone. All 11 of you. No, we understand Twitter's a terrible, terrible place that you don't want to go to. But the votes are in. Technically, it's not a tie, but it is a tie between Brogan is from the hub and both wicked Bostonians, with only one vote going to Wayne being a townie. So those results can be interpreted multiple ways. One, Brogan's the outright winner because tied with a tie makes the tie inclusive.
Invalid.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say the vote's inclusive of your own. So that would mean 2.5 plus 5 is 7.5. Maths.
Yes.
Or it could mean nothing because, look, we're not statisticians. I can hardly even say the word, let alone be one. But look, thank you for showing up and letting us know that, once again, Brogan did nothing wrong. Brogan is the still reigning accent challenge champion. All right, we've got a challenge coming up, and this one is not an accent challenge. This is cultural exchange challenge.
It is.
So we've got some different food and or drink things that are local to us that the other person may not know, and they're going to have to try and guess or describe what they are.
Yes.
Cool. I've got a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things. I don't know how many you've got.
I've got a big list to choose from, so I can...
All right, cool. How do you want to do this? Do you want to do this one at a time or go through the full list each, or what do you want to do?
We'll go for one at a time.
All right, cool. I'm going to go first, if you're fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Go for it.
Okay. Brogan, do you know what a lamington is?
My immediate thought is some kind of lamb chop, but I don't know.
That sounds even more disgusting than what an actual lamington is. I don't like lamingtons, just saying.
Okay.
A lamington it's a cube of sponge cake, probably like that big, but cubular, so maybe a couple of inches in all in length, width, and depth. It's dipped in like chocolate sauce on all sides, and then dipped in shredded coconut.
Huh.
So it's like
That doesn't sound too bad.
they're not just chocolate though. So you can get strawberry ones as well, and then nowadays you get like fucking salted caramel lamingtons and stuff. I don't like any of them. I think it's too much coconut for me to handle. Not a fan.
Interesting. Okay. So for you, first one up, Cullen skink.
Cullen skink. Okay.
Yes.
First thoughts is that it's some kind of lizard on a stick, being a skink.
We don't have lizards, so that might help you there.
Do you not have any? Hang on. There are no lizards at all in Scotland?
As far as I'm aware, we have no, like, natural lizards. If we have lizards, it's because somebody's let their pet escape.
Have you seen a lizard in person?
No. Well, at the zoo, but, like, not in the wild.
So you couldn't go down to the park and there wouldn't be, like, a little lizard running around?
Nope.
Man, that's crazy. Okay, what is this skink thing? Colin's skink. Colin's skink.
Cullen skink is a soup, and it's smoked haddock, cream, potatoes, and onions. Usually served with toasted bread. Yes.
What is haddock? Or is that the next question?
That is part of the next question. But you know what I'll answer? Haddock is a type of fish.
Okay, haddock is a type of fish. Got ya. Okay. All right. Then my next one is we're gonna stick. It's still in the dessert realm. To give you a bit of a clue, and you might know. I feel like everyone should know this. A pavlova.
Oh, I know what pavlova is. If it's the same thing, I think. Is it like a big meringue with fruit and stuff on it and sauce?
Yeah. So basically, it's a giant meringue covered in whipped cream and fruit on it, and maybe if you want some powdered sugar or icing sugar. Typical fruits include such things as strawberries, passion fruit, pulp, and seeds. Some sick fucks put kiwi fruit on it.
That's the next one I was thinking of.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a pavlova.
I think a pavlova's been on Great British Bake Off.
Of course it has, yeah.
Right, so for your next one, Cranachan.
Cranachan.
Yes, and what I will say, it is in the dessert realm as well.
Okay. It's clearly cranberries. Etymology here. So it's cranberries from the cran part. comes from a can, canned cranberries. That's it, because it's can, so cranberries in a can. And it's just served up on a plate.
No.
Oh.
So it's basically like, how do I even describe this?
Oh, and I was meant to tell you what it was.
It's mostly raspberries with like sponge fingers and whipped cream.
Okay, so it's sponge finger with raspberries and whipped cream. That wasn't that hard to describe.
Yeah. I feel like there should be a nicer way to say it.
Okay, look, basic ingredients. That's the best way to describe it.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm missing something, but whiskey. There's whiskey in it as well. That's what I'm forgetting.
Oh, really? What was this?
Yeah.
Kranikin. I'm going to write that down.
And I think it's oatmeal rather than sponge fingers.
Oh, okay.
I used to know it as sponge fingers, but no, it's oatmeal.
Sponge fingers sound better than oatmeal. Is it like dry oatmeal or sloppy oatmeal? This doesn't sound nice at all.
Dry oatmeal, but when there's whipped cream and whiskey and stuff in it, it gets soaked up.
Yeah, that's nothing like sponge fingers. So we're going on to the next one, which is fairy bread.
Oh, I do know fairy bread. Disgustingly enough.
Oh my god, you are not the first Scot to say that.
I don't understand. If you're talking about the same fairy bread I'm talking about, where it's like a piece of bread with icing and sprinkles on it.
Not
what
icing.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Just butter and sprinkles, hundreds and thousands. The round ones.
That's even worse! That is even worse. That is disgusting. How fucking dare you?
You're a regular Mark Serrels. Is the other Scot that I know who hates fairy bread.
It's so poor. It's such a poor person thing to do.
Is a children's party classic.
No.
Look,
no.
I'm not going to lie. The last time I had fairy bread, I was like, this was a mistake. I don't like this.
So for your one, black pudding.
Black pudding, that's blood. Blood stuffs in sausage form, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Blood with fat and oatmeal.
Oatmeal
Something
again.
oatmeal.
I see a theme coming up with these Scottish foods. All right, the next one for you is a Chico roll, spelled CHIKO space ROLL. It can usually be found and purchased at like a lunch bar or deli, more commonly a fish and chip shop.
Is it chips on a roll?
It is not.
I
We
don't
would
know.
still refer
Chicken
to
on
that.
a roll?
No, it's misleading. Chico roll is basically vegetables, 31%, cabbage, carrot, celery, onion, green beans, wheat flour, water, cooked barley, water barley, beef, 4%, canola oil, wheat, cereal, textured soy protein. That's what goes in the inside of it. But the inside of a Chico roll is disgusting, right? I don't even like eating it. It is for the outer shell. It's like a big spring roll, so maybe yay long, that round, and it's made out of like a corn batter. Very nice. I enjoy it with malt vinegar.
Produce.
Have you got something else for me, Brogan?
I do. You'll maybe know one aspect to this, but this is a standard Scottish dish. Haggis, neeps and tatties.
Haggis, we know. That is sheep gut filled with stuff or whatever it is, yeah? I heard tatties in there, which are clearly potatoes.
Yep.
What was the middle part of the description again?
Neeps.
Neeps or napes?
Neeps.
Neeps. Ah, that must be cow nipples.
No. Like, I specifically gave you this one because I was like, you're not going to know what neeps are.
Yeah.
Because they're never said in any other context apart from haggis, neeps and tatties.
Okay, what is a neep?
And neeps are turnips.
Oh, of course. Yeah, right. Yep. That one I should have been able to get from contextual clues like the tatties. Oh, well. Okay. We've got 3 more, but I think I'm going to end it on this one. This one is a golden gay time.
I've heard of this. Is it is it a brand rather than a thing?
It started off as one thing. Now there are multiple versions of it. Like, there's different flavors, I guess, is the way to describe it.
I want to say it's either a biscuit or it's like an ice cream.
You know, I'm going to give it to you because it is both.
Oh, is it like an ice cream sandwich bar?
No. It is a toffee and vanilla ice cream dipped in compound chocolate, wrapped in vanilla biscuit-like crumbs on a wooden paddle pop stick.
Oh.
So it's a stick. It's a frozen milk-based treat on a bit of dead tree. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I've definitely heard that one before, but I think I've only heard Golden Gate Time. I don't think anybody ever said what it was.
Yeah.
Microphone abuse.
Yeah.
So, Rumble de Thumps.
Rumble de Thumps. I believe
Yes.
Rumble de Thumps is the little guy who kidnaps you, right? And locks you up in a room, and you got to turn like hay into gold, and you can only be freed if you guess his name. Rumble de Thumps. No.
Yeah, there's. It's also called. Now I'm only reading this. I've never heard this said. Kilkenny.
Kilkenny.
Kailkenny.
Well, Kilkenny
in
is
Aberdeen.
a stout.
Nope, that's not what this is.
Okay. Have you ever consumed this?
No.
Would you ever consume it? Look, based on what it is, not due to any food-related non-consumabilities. Would you eat it if you could?
I would try it.
Okay.
So that's not a. Yeah, I'd definitely eat it. But if someone offered it to me, I'd be like, I don't know about this, but I'll give it a shot.
Sweet or savoury?
Savoury.
Edible or beverage?
Edible.
A savoury, edible, rumble de Thumps. Is it something along the lines of like a pie or a pasty or a sausage roll? That's what I'm picturing.
There's no pastry involved.
Ooh, okay. Look, I'm not going to get it.
Okay, so it's basically a thing that's made using leftovers from a roast meal. Main ingredients are potatoes, cabbage, and onions, and there's usually a bit of cheese on top.
Bubble and squeak. Sounds like.
It's pretty much bubble and squeak.
Yeah. Okay. You crazy Scottish folk. I had a couple more. I'm not going to ask you them, but I'm just going to say there's damper and passiona. Damper is a traditional bread cooked underground, and passiona is a passion fruit drink. As you would say, It's a fizzy juice, passion fruit flavoured.
Yeah, I like that. Lorne sausage. My other couple were Lorne sausage, tatty scone, and clootie.
Clootie sounds interesting.
Clootie dumpling is basically a dumpling made inside a rag.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can't remember if you wrap damper in. No, I think you wrap damper in tinfoil and you like bury it under coals and stuff, and it's pretty nice. Yeah. Yep. So there's some of our foods that we quizzed each other on. If you've got foods where you're from, you might come from another country where there's weird foods or might be weird to us. Send us a list of them, and we'll have a guess at what they could be. We don't have any fancy forms or nothing like that you can fill in quiz questions. Just email it to us, admin@nicepodbud.com, or go to nicepodbud.com. And at the top of the page, there's a little button that says contact, and you can contact us. There's also a cool new little area on our website. I say new, but I just finished filling it out, and that is Friends of Hey Buddy Nice Podcast. And that's all our friends. I'm changing the name of it to close personal friends of hosts of the podcast Hey Buddy Nice Podcast, who also host other podcasts, because that is basically what it is. It's just us talking about our friends. But you can... That's the wrong button. Let's do this again. I'd like to hear Chimera and Buffoon 3 more times.
Fuck you.
Oh, I got an angry finger then. But yeah, you can also talk to us on Twitter, social media platforms. Hey, we're also on Hive now as well, because that might be the new big thing. It's all at NicePodBud. But you can also reach out to Brogan at 7 Billion Needles on social media platforms.
You can reach out to Wayne at Wayne Giovinazzi on social media platforms as well.
You could, but that won't get you very far. Just cut off the Vanazzi and you'll find me.
Did I say Wayne Giovinazzi?
You did, yeah. So you said the name correctly.
Oh,
it was just too long. But while you're
Wayne
at
Gio.
it... Yeah. While you're at it, go to nicepodbud.com/store and buy yourself something nice. Buy someone you love something nice, or someone you hate.
It is coming up to that festive season where you buy gifts for people, I'm told.
Allegedly.
So, allegedly.
You could do that. But anyway, thanks for stopping by and having a listen.
And as always, stay fresh, cheese bags.